All right, let's jump right in. If you're using AI in California, a whole new set of safety laws just dropped. And honestly, it's put everyone on the clock. It can feel like a lot to handle, but it really doesn't have to be. So today, we're going to break it all down and give you a clear step-by-step plan to navigate these new rules and make sure you're protected.
So, I want to start with a pretty direct question. The AI you're using every single day, could it be a hidden risk? I know you might be thinking, nah, we're careful, we're good. But trust me on this. These new rules have completely changed the game for everyone. I'm talking from the biggest tech giants all the way down to the smallest nonprofits.
To really understand what's at stake, let's talk about a real-world example. Let's meet Maria. She's a director at a small, mission-driven nonprofit. You know the type, doing amazing work on a super tight budget. Like a lot of organizations, they started using an AI tool to help connect patients with the right services. It was supposed to make everything faster, more efficient, and it was. Until it wasn't. The AI made a mistake, a biased one, and it wrongly denied care to a whole group of vulnerable people. And just like that, Maria's nonprofit isn't just dealing with a tech bug. They are now smack in the middle of a full-blown legal crisis that threatens their entire mission. And that brings us right to the heart of it. This isn't just good tech gone wrong anymore. Under California's new laws, what happened to Maria is now a high-stakes, high-urgency incident. And believe me, when that clock starts ticking, every single second counts.
Okay, so what does Maria do right now? In a crisis like this, you need immediate, concrete solutions. So let's literally walk through a compliant shopping list, the essential services and tools you'd need to deal with this, starting with the most urgent things first.
The very first thing Maria has to tackle is the root of the problem, the biased AI model. That's where something called an algorithmic fairness and bias audit comes in. Think of this as the emergency service you call for exactly this kind of disaster. And this isn't some vague checkup. An audit like this does a deep dive to find the exact source of the bias. It gives you hard numbers, quantitative metrics, to show you who was impacted. And, most importantly, it gives you a clear, actionable plan to fix the AI and protect the very people you're trying to serve.
And look, for organizations on a tight budget, this is crucial. With promotional pricing, a critical service like this can be accessible, often starting around $2,000.
All right, so the immediate fire is out. But how does Maria stop another one from ever starting? The next thing on the list is getting a full picture of her organization's entire AI landscape. And that's exactly what an AI compliance readiness assessment is for. You can think of this assessment as a top-to-bottom health check for all of your AI. It audits every single system against the new California laws, finds any hidden risks or gaps you didn't know you had, and then hands you a customized plan to fix them. This is what moves you from being reactive to being proactive. No more surprises.
And again, we're seeing specialized providers offer this kind of comprehensive assessment at a really accessible price point, often somewhere around $1,500.
Now, even with the best tech fixes, you absolutely need a rule book. Because if regulators ever come knocking, the first thing they're going to ask for is your paperwork. That's where an AI policy toolkit and documentation development service comes into play.
This is so important. We're not talking about generic legal jargon here. This provides you with policies customized for your work, clear protocols for transparency, and, critically, an incident response plan. That way, Maria's team knows exactly what to do in a crisis. With templates made specifically for sectors like nonprofits, it gives her the precise documents she needs to prove compliance and guide her staff.
And these toolkits can be surprisingly affordable. You can often find options for around $600, which really removes a huge barrier for smaller organizations.
So why are these services suddenly non-negotiable? Well, it's because they are specifically designed to help you navigate a whole new set of powerful regulations that have completely redrawn California's AI legal landscape.
First up, you've got SB 53, the Transparency and Frontier AI Act. Now, while it's mainly aimed at the developers of the most powerful AI systems, its rules on incident reporting have set a new standard of accountability for everyone using AI.
And the law is incredibly specific about what it calls imminent risks. And yeah, a biased tool denying people healthcare definitely counts. You get exactly 24 hours to report it to the state. Not a week, not a couple of days, 24 hours. Can you imagine the pressure that puts on an organization? And if that 24-hour deadline isn't enough to get your attention, maybe this number will. $1 million. That's the potential civil penalty for a single violation.
This is not a slap on the wrist. This is the state sending a very, very clear signal that AI safety is being taken extremely seriously. But SB 53 is just one piece of the puzzle. You've also got new regulations from the California Privacy Protection Agency, the CPPA, that require formal risk assessments and human oversight. And kind of holding it all together is the NIST AI Risk Management Framework, which California has basically adopted as its official gold standard playbook.
So how do we get organizations like Maria's out of that constant, stressful firefighting mode for good? The answer is a simple, proactive, 5-step plan that lets you move from just managing crises to being in confident control.
And here's the game plan. It's actually really straightforward. 1, you make a list, an inventory of every single AI tool you use. 2, you test for significance. If a tool can affect someone's health, their privacy, or their legal rights, it's significant. 3, for those significant tools, you run a formal risk assessment. 4, you document everything. Create that paper trail. And finally, number 5, schedule an annual review because trust me, these technologies and these laws are always changing.
And here's the really good news. You don't have to figure this all out alone, and it doesn't have to break the bank. Sure, the big corporate consulting firms can be incredibly expensive, but a new category of mission-driven providers is popping up, offering affordable, sector-specific solutions for the groups that need them most. And this really shifts the whole conversation, doesn't it? The point of all this isn't just to scare you with fines. It's about moving away from just managing risk and toward building true organizational resilience. It's about creating a real foundation of trust in the technology you rely on.
Let's bring it all back to Maria. For her nonprofit, adopting a framework like this does so much more than just avoid a fine. It actively protects her patients from real harm, it empowers her staff with clear rules so they're not just guessing what to do. It builds trust with donors who want to know they're supporting responsible work. And at the end of the day, it ensures that technology is serving the mission, not the other way around.
And that really gets to the heart of it all. The ultimate takeaway here is one of empowerment. As the source material puts it so well, by following a clear framework, any organization, big or small, can not only meet the legal requirements, but can build a genuine culture of safety and transparency.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Your AI is powerful. There is absolutely no question about that. But after seeing the stakes and the clear path forward, the real question you've got to ask yourself now is this: is it safe?